let's move the microphone a bit closer. I'm still figuring out my desktop situation here. Yeah, okay. All right, seems to be working. Oh, hang on. Sorry, the cough isn't completely gone. Good morning, Cos. Good morning, everyone. Yes, another Thursday, and I have booked some real progress here in my room yesterday. I think I emptied 2 boxes. Hi, Ivona. Good morning. I think I emptied 2 moving boxes. But yeah, it is still amazingly messy. Yeah, and I have, when I was packing, you don't always pack the same stuff with the same stuff, right? Oh, good morning, Hilda. Good morning, Vinny. So good to see you all. So you don't always pack like the same theme of stuff together because you also want the, more breakable things to be packed with soft things. And, a lot of my crafting supplies are very soft. So there were plates in there were, video games in there, and which makes it very difficult to unpack. Or at least it makes it difficult to unpack very quickly. So I still have a lot of stuff here. The non-Dutch people won't know this, but look what I found. A CD from Bert and Annie, which is, they are my absolute faves. Oh, no. Bert and Ernie are like a global thing, aren't they? So anyway, a Sesame Street CD, found that, right, and lots of little things that I've put in the, what's it called? We call it a letterbox. Yeah, I don't know, sort of this knick-knack frame thing. I put a picture of it on Instagram yesterday. Hi, Annalena, so good to see you. So here's the dental floss I was looking for. See, so everything is just everywhere. So yes, but I was thinking, what do I want to work on for this Cozy Craft Along? Or a Cozy Craft session. And I picked up my blanket squares again because I really need to finish this. I really want to finish this. So I think I'm gonna figure out how to do that. But in the meantime, do let me know how you are doing, what you are making, what you have made in the last week. Anything you want to share, please feel free. I'm happy to know. And I always look forward to chatting about crafty things with you all. So I'm just going to be sorting my squares. I think someone's at the door. Either someone is hammering a nail into the wall or someone very persistent is at the door. Sounds like a nail. I'm gonna ignore it for now. Oh boy. Hey, good morning, Emmy. Congratulations on winning the giveaway. I will be sending off, or my mom will be sending off your book very shortly. Okay, they have stopped. What was that? Oh, no. It's starting again. Oh no. Can you hear that? I might just have to close the door. Yeah, so I'm kind of lost for words here. So what I was saying, Emmy won the giveaway from Michael's Creative World, Michael's Creatieve Wereld. He's a Dutch YouTuber, and I offer to give away one of my books. So I don't know, because he had a YouTube celebration. He had 11,000 subscribers. So yeah, we collaborated on this giveaway, which was really nice. Oh yes. So I was figuring out the border. I'm writing up a pattern for that very shortly. And I had to knit some squares. These are not going to be squares in my blanket because I wanted to test the border all around it. So I just knit this from extra yarn that I have. I really like the colors though. And before you ask, where is that little knitting needle from? It is actually a very cheap double-pointed needle that I cut in half. I don't know if I don't know where the other half is, because I obviously made two, but I don't know where the second one is. So yeah, but I just cut it in half. I filed this bit and put a bead on top. The knocking is right. I'm sure it's just someone doing a little bit of DIY instead of someone at my door, because I have a doorbell. Although people seem to have a bit of trouble finding it. Okay, so this is all the yarn I have left. Is that right? Seems like not a lot. And here is the blanket so far. Let me look at the actual camera if I'm holding it up correctly. I'll hold it sideways so you can see all of it. Oh, it's so colorful. Oh, I really love it. Oh, I love it. Yeah, so I've made a ton of squares that I still have to sew together, but I also still have to make a ton of squares. So I am going to make those first, because then I have more choice of where to put the squares. Right. I do remember that in my notebook I noted down how many squares I had, so I'm just going to grab my notebook. I hope it was this notebook. Might have been my other one. All right. Okay. Right. So. Chris says, perfect, love it, thank you. Annalena says, I'm working on an easy 2x2 ribbed hat. I would like to gift it to my partner and would like to work on 2 works in progress from older Skippy Scouts that are organizing a finish along. Oh yeah, I saw that. That was a great idea. Because, you know, knit alongs and crochet alongs are super fun, but like once they end, I kind of lose the motivation to continue working on it. And also, after something ends, they usually come with something new, and I'm like, want to make that as well. So, okay, I might have to make a new kind of overview of what I have. Let's just use this notebook then. Right. Oh. Okay, sorry. Okay, I think I know. I just saw the van drive by from the people who installed our internet. And I think they might have done the knocking. I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Doesn't matter. Right. So, for the Colorwork sampler blanket, I have 8 square designs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I really should have prepared this. Okay, so the first one is this one. Yeah. This one. I think I've done all of those. That one is the diamond. Second one, oh, I can see here because I have them in order. First one, second one is the dots. Third one is triangles. Then the pluses. Then this one. Then the gingham one. The flower and the leaves. Okay. I've also been itching to cast on a new sweater. But I know I really should not cast on a new one because I have a lot of sweaters already on the needle. Hi Tammy, morning. Tammy is working on another set of Sassenach pillows. Oh, that's so exciting. Oh, I'm so happy that you're enjoying it so much. Vinny has just started a new pair of mittens. I think I will need them next week. Yes, I think you will too. How is the weather right now in the Netherlands? Here it is like around 1 degrees. Like during the day it'll be like 2 degrees and during the night it'll be like -2. Yvonne is still working on her skirt. I frogged my Mumungo. Oh, okay, why? Was it not turning out how you wanted or something with the size? I usually think it's a good decision to frog, because usually it means you can either use the yarn for something you like more, or you can adapt the pattern so you like it more. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Triangles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was boring and I didn't like the yarn. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's a fair reason. The plus is also 6. Oh, sorry. It's misty and 0 degrees cozy inside. Oh, yeah. Emmy says, I'm working on last year's hybrid knit along. Oh, yeah. From Stephen West while I wait for this year's to begin. Ooh, that is fun. I always love his, like, wordplay stuff. Hybrid knit along. Hybrid knit along. I've seen a sweater from him. Oh, but that was something else. Oh, so nice. Yeah, I mean, he does great patterns, and I'm always blown away by the creativity. And, you know, there's this idea that every stitch has been discovered, that everything about knitting and crocheting, every stitch is there, so no new things to discover. But I always find his patterns to be so innovative, and I don't know. Do you think that all knitting stitches have been discovered? I don't know. I think there's always something new that you can do, even if it's just a small twist on something. I can't understand how he comes up with these ideas. Yeah, it's just fascinating. Okay, let's count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also 6. Okay. Then these. Oh, I know I made a ton of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 7, 8. Okay. 8 of those. Then the flowers, 1. One in there. And 5 here. And then the leaves. I think the leaves is my least favorite because it's the most difficult one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I should really do the leaves one. And Elena says, I agree. Usually I have mixed feelings. I find most of his patterns gorgeous, but some are too much, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's how should I explain this? Like, I really like his patterns from a point of view of like, I like to knit. Like, oh, I like to, you know, find out more things. I like to experiment, and I like to learn. So I think it's really fun to knit, but then I don't think I would wear his designs a lot. I've made a couple of his shawls. I've made one of his sweaters. The sweater I wore 2 times because it was just very impractical. One sleeve was here and then one sleeve started down here, so you kind of had a poncho sleeve, and every time I reach up to, yeah, I don't know, in the kitchen or something, every time I reach up I would, lift basically the whole sweater. And the shawls, I find myself not really wearing them. But I do love to make them. So yeah, I do think, it depends on how you look at it. I'm cold. I still have to organize my needles too. Let's find a 3mm. Two and a half. 3. Okay. Okay, so I should really do the leaves one, and I did mostly green for it, so I want to pick a different combination. Maybe this one. Gray and purple. That's nice. Yeah. Let's do that. I have to look up my own pattern because I haven't memorized this. There it is. Okay. All right. Okay. It's really been a long time since I made any of these. But yeah, this year has just been a whirlwind of book patterns and, knitting for the book, writing for the book, proofreading, planning the photography. It have really just been about the book. And, oh, I've also moved to another country, right? So I really hope to get back on track soon with my regular designs, and I feel like I have a bit of catch up to do. And I hope you all don't mind this year has just been, slow on some fronts and very fast on other fronts. But I'm really enjoying the glühwein socks that I'm now designing. I've almost finished writing up the pattern, and I'm going to be filming the last bit of the tutorial today, which is how to graft the toe stitches. So they are a cuff down sock pattern. I rarely knit cuff down, but I do think I should have a cuff down sock pattern. So here are the glühwein socks. I've used a different kind of cuff and a different kind of heel to kind of keep it more interesting. And also because I feel like I should not always use the same heel pattern. And if you do want to use a German shorter heel, then you can easily substitute it. So yeah. I'm very excited to finish that, hopefully today. Okay, one more. Is that right? I always want to count again. A couple weeks ago, a shop from Australia, I think, or was it New Zealand, emailed me because they want to knit this, the Colorwork sampler blanket. They want to knit it with their knitting group in their shop, and I just love that idea so much that that they want to, knit my pattern with their group. And it has really motivated me to pick up my needles again and actually finish mine because, because this kind of is a modular pattern, which means that you kind of just do the same thing over and over. So I don't feel like the pattern isn't finished if you don't finish the sample, but at the same time, it is really nice if you do have a finished sample to show, of course. But there's always a million other things that I also want to make, so it's So I was gonna ask as well, are any of you making gifts for this Christmas or, holiday season? I think this might be the very first, no, not the very first, no. But it is the first Christmas in a while that I haven't done any gifts. I mean, handmade gifts. Yeah, I don't really have the time right now, and also I don't feel like we should have to hand make gifts every year. Let's see, work from colorwork chart. Okay. Right. There's this bus going by every half hour, and when it goes by, I always know it's either the full hour or the half hour, because obviously it runs out of schedule. But I think it's funny that it's either 2 minutes after the full hour or 2 minutes after a half hour, so I can kind of keep track of my time with this bus. I think in a while I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this project for 2 buses. Oh, I really have to concentrate now. Okay. Um, Annalena says we're kind of out of this gift obsession, but we buy each other things we think the other likes over the year. Yeah. I love to knit or crochet gifts for others, but sorry, my laptop had a pop up. Okay. But I stopped putting myself under this pressure. Yeah, if it happens, it's nice. If it's not, that's also okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really healthy attitude towards gifting. And I've still made stuff for other people this year. Um, but yeah, I like there to be not really a pressure. And like, and then with non handmade gifts, we're doing a gift exchange with my family. But this time, because we are flying, and we're only bringing one big suitcase, so we kind of have the restriction that whatever we buy needs to fit into the suitcase, and whatever we receive needs to fit into the suitcase as well. And I think that gives a kind of nice restriction to all the buying, because one, this year has been kind of an expensive year for us. So we want to save wherever possible, and sometimes buying gifts just feels like a little like, oh, I have to, so I'll buy this. Whereas I really like the idea that if you see something you really think, oh, this is perfect for this person, to give him that. But yeah, this year the focus has been on something else. Um, yeah, and I think this is also good for my family to have this kind of restriction now, so they can't buy us too many gifts, because sometimes they go a bit overboard, and with sometimes I mean always. Which of course is all very sweet, but it's not. It's just not necessary. Um, and I think we should really pay more attention to what we buy. And with my in-law family, we're not doing a gift exchange, but there are 3 birthdays happening within 3 days of each other. So yeah. So we do. We buy gifts for the people with birthdays, obviously. Oh, I really have to check the pattern a little bit, because the easiest place to make mistakes is in like the first 2 rounds of color work. Hello. Hello, Green Witch Owl Vesta. Beautiful your shawl. Oh, it's actually a blanket, but it is not finished yet, so I'm wearing it as a shawl because I'm cold. Yeah. Yeah, it is quite cold here in Scotland now, but it doesn't rain as often as we thought it would, which is very nice. But it is usually just, cloudy. The sun doesn't come out as much, which isn't too good for my plants, but otherwise it's fine. But so we are going to be flying back to the Netherlands next week. Oh, wait, I'm just checking the pattern. Yeah. So we are flying back next week. And I'm staying for 2 weeks almost. And the first week is just going to be with family, and the second week I'm going to be on a knitting cruise. And Minnie's going to be there too. Looking forward to see you again. And I think we're going to have loads of fun. I already know. think I've been really looking forward to this all year, to this knitting cruise. Mm-mm-mm. Ah, yeah, Hilda. So excited to see you again on the cruise. Oh, it's so nice. I think we'll go again next year if they do it. It's just a little holiday. Oh, I forgot how much I have to look at the pattern. This is not a stream friendly pattern. The cruise will be so much fun again. Yeah. Yeah, I really think so. I bought the most ridiculous onesie, and I think you will love it. I've seen it, the first time I've seen this one is here in the UK. I've never seen it in the Netherlands or in Belgium or Germany. So I think, yeah, I think you will really like it. Can't wait. And we won't have to cook for 5 days. You make me curious, yeah. Just a couple more weeks. Less than 2 weeks. Um, but I do really have to make a decision about what I'm going to take on the cruise. Because, as I said, I only have one suitcase. Um, so not only the presents need to fit, but also my projects, the yarn. I do think I'm taking a vacuum bag. Hi, Carmen. Morning. I was curious, why did you decide to move to Scotland? Well, we just fell in love with the country. That's the short answer. We went here on holiday a couple times and just completely, yeah, we just saw ourselves living here. And then, we, if you want to know more, we were thinking of buying my grandpa's house last year, but then we we weren't able to buy it. And my grandpa's house was really, there's kind of like this almost a forest around it. There are no neighbors. And I loved that it was kind of so, like, not so far away, but like it was kind of secluded. And then like 2 weeks later, we went on holiday here last year in May and June. And we kind of saw so many houses here that had these same characteristics. So lots of nature around, very free, very open. And then we looked online because some of those were for sale and they were just like a third of the price. So we just thought, well, why not? So yeah, and next year we will be looking into, if we can already buy a house here, which I think will be more difficult because we're kind of starting from zero here. With, you really have to prove that, yes, I can pay for this house. Yes, I do have the money. But here you have a credit score, and right now ours is a 0. So I think it will be a bit difficult. But as soon as we had that idea, we knew that we weren't going to be happy in the Netherlands anymore. And yeah, we're really happy we made this decision. We're really close to the beach here, really close to, really beautiful areas just for walks and, even mountains and lakes and yeah. Ooh, I split a stitch. Have you spotted Nessie? Not yet. But we have seen the Aurora Borealis, which is amazing. And it was so funny. We were on a walk at the beach close by, and we ran into this older couple. And we were, we had our binoculars. We were looking at birds, and often that invites people to ask, like, "Oh, what are you seeing?" Oh, and so we kind of got talking. Because they thought we were looking for humpback whales, because they knew that there was a whale sighting there that morning, which we didn't know about, but okay. And this man turns out to be like one of the leading experts here on the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights. Which, was just fascinating. And he proceeds to give us like tons of information and this, app, this, Northern Lights app that one of his friends built. And he was like, "Oh yeah, you can totally see the Northern Lights here. If I can't show you the Northern Lights within 4 weeks, that'll be a miracle." And we were like, "What?" And amazingly, that evening we went out and saw the Northern Lights. It was, I can't even make this stuff up. And there is, let's see what the forecast is now. But they think we can see it even better tonight or tomorrow. Because last weekend it was a full moon. So it was really, the moon was really bright and you couldn't really see it. But yeah, I would never have thought that we could see the Northern Lights from basically our backyard. So yeah, if you ever do come up here, you can see the Northern Lights. I mean, you still have to be lucky. We were very, very lucky. Oh, it is so cold here. I think I might have actually forgotten to put the heater on. I will just check that, and I will also grab myself some water because I'm thirsty. So I will be right back. And it's the first time, I think, that I'm using this screen, so be right back. All right, I'm back. already getting some leaves. It's a bit difficult to see. But there they are. So yeah, I'm thinking, oh, my chair. So I'm thinking to take this project with me on the boat, because it'll motivate me to get this done. Or done is very optimistic, but I might also take yarn for a sweater project. And you know, I might be casting on a new sweater anyway. Because, you know, that's fun. And I was thinking, are there any sweater patterns that you've tried recently, or, you know, that you've tried a long time ago, that you know are just really very good? I would love to know. Yvonne, I know you make a lot of sweaters and tops, so it would be really interesting to know which ones are your favorites. Because, yeah, I want to not only design more, but I also want to try more stuff by other designers, because I will always learn from that. And I would really love to, you know, improve my own patterns. So if any of you want to share a pattern that you really like, or maybe, you know, maybe it's a pattern that you haven't made yet, but that you're really excited about and want to make. But I am specifically looking for sweater and cardigan patterns. There's one sweater in my queue right now. It's actually a t-shirt. Oh, there's the bus again. Top of the hour. It's actually a t-shirt, the classic LBD, by JP Knits. And I know she's a fabulous designer. She has so much attention for fit and comfort and, you know, customization, and I think I could learn a lot from her, so I bought this pattern. But it's actually a t-shirt, so I would have to modify it to make it into a sweater, but still, I think I can still learn a lot from that pattern. But if you have any other suggestions, I'd love to hear them. Karen says, I think Petite Knit has some great patterns. Yeah, definitely she does. I've been looking at one of her patterns called the Elizabeth blouse, I think. And it's really pretty. Yeah. One of the designers that is highest up on my list is Becca or Rebecca Clow or Crow or something. Let me check. And I know she has a YouTube channel as well, so that might be interesting to check out. Let me just find her name. Oh, there she is. Rebecca Clow. Yeah, amazing patterns. And she has a lot of... so I'll just type the name. Creabea, yeah, that's her. Yeah, so Rebecca Clow. And last time I typed something in the chat, I know that the sound went all weird, so do let me know if that's also this time. Oops. Okay. So yeah, and she I know she has a video of you know, a roundup of raglan patterns, for example, and why, you know, why she would choose these, why she would choose this sweater over a different one. Hi Kata, aren't any Scottish designers on your radar? Yeah, Creabea, for example. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Annalena, for letting me know. Yeah, I've missed a comment. So many beautiful patterns out there. I've tested 2 sweaters for AV knitwear, nice and well written patterns, and I have a ton of other sweaters in my favorites. Oh, okay. And Vinny says, I have a few sweater patterns in the book Japanese Knitting by Michio that can bring that book on the cruise if you like. Oh, I know Michio. I think I have a different book of hers. But I'll check it out on Ravelry. But yeah, Scottish designers. I know a couple. But the first one that pops into mind is an indie dyer, Black Isle Yarns. Black Isle is really close by. So yeah, she lives really close by. And I've been following Hobbycraft, and which are kind of like a, you know, major craft store here in the UK, and they sometimes work together with small designers. And there was one of them that is also based in Scotland, but I forgot her name. But yeah, lots of really great designers here. And of course there's the Scottish Yarn Festival in Perth. That's going to be happening next year again. Hopefully it's not written in Japanese. I don't know, is it? The book I have is written in Japanese, but yeah, I can read a bit of Japanese, so for me it's fine. And you know, it's usually just knitting charts, so those are kind of universal. Oh, it's in English. Okay, good. Karen says Giddy Yarns is in Scotland. Oh, I've heard of Giddy Yarns. And of course, Stranded Dye Works. Jude, I think he lives in Edinburgh. And, in the Netherlands, you have, a Wee Yarn Company, or the Wee Yarn Company, I don't know. And they come from Scotland, but they're now located in Nijmegen in the Netherlands. Yeah, so lots of really creative people here. I mean, all over the world, but yeah. I do get the feeling that here in Scotland there's much more attention for handmade stuff. Like, I feel like it's much more appreciated here. So you'll often see, on markets, you'll often see handmade stuff rather than machine made stuff. Kata says, well, Scottish design inspo, made of Scottish yarn, designed by Dutch lady. That's just what puts together all the goodness in our knitting community, I guess. Yeah, the internationality of it all. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, craft is something that is so universal. And I always find it really inspiring how you can, you can see, you can watch a video that is, maybe by a Russian creative person or by a Japanese creative person, and you can just, maybe they're talking, but if the video is filming their hands, then basically it's universal. You can just appreciate what they're doing, and yeah, I think that is, I don't know, I just think that's really fun. I mean, you used to see those videos on Pinterest all the time, of like, a stitch or a technique, and a person was narrating, there was a voiceover in a language that I didn't understand. But, the video, it was just, it spoke for itself. Oh, the sun is coming out even. Nice. Yeah, and one thing I would really love to learn more about here is different sheep breeds, because there are so many. Um, I mean, in the Netherlands we have the Tesla sheep, and you know there are a couple of schaapskuddes, sheep's herds, sheep's, I don't know, flocks of, do you say flocks of sheep? I don't know. That they make yarn from. So at Schaapjeswol and Trollewol they have local yarn. But yeah, I just really love to know more about the actual sheep breed and how it is different from, you know, others. And you know, here of course you have the blue-faced Leicester and you have the Corriedale, yeah, and many more. Sheep herd, yeah, I think so too. Hi from Kingston, Tasmania, Australia. Wow. Hi, welcome. Probably a good afternoon where you are. It's just past 11 in the morning here. Kata says, actually, I recently knitted your toe-up socks of an Edinburgh bought yarn. Turned out so cozy. Oh, that's so great. Oh, did you hear? You probably know the Edinburgh yarn shop Ginger Twist Studio, and for like years she was kind of famous for, you know, having all of this yarn in a shoebox of a store. Like, it was amazing to visit her at for example, Edinburgh Yarn Fest. But like, her store is like so tiny. And just yesterday, I think, I saw a video of her walking to her new store that's basically like on the opposite side of the road. So it's very close to her old store. But it has tons of space, and I'm so happy for her, because she finally gets to have this space to, you know, showcase her yarns. Karen says, Katie Green from the Katie Green Bean YouTube has drawings and towels with all the UK breeds. Oh, I think I've seen those. Yes, I think I've seen a poster of those. Yeah, oh, that's fun. I should look into that. I think she had some merchandise as well on, I've been to the Isle of Skye, and there was a couple of yarn shops there. But there's one called, and I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, Sheila's Dare? No. And, you know, beautiful store. And they had, I think they had some of her merchandise as well. And they have beautiful naturally dyed yarn. And you know, in I know in Canada, I think there's this sheep farm, and they do a kind of subscription where each month you get a skein of yarn from a different sheep breed. And I don't know, maybe they have something like that here as well. And there are tons of yarn manufacturers here who do a lot with British sheep breeds. Yeah. And actually, if you live close to Roermond in the Netherlands, there's going to be this really interesting seminar on December 3rd. So it's this coming Sunday, I think. Oh, but I think tickets are sold out. Sorry. So in Roermond, you have this Kuipers Museum. And on December 3rd, there's going to be a seminar by Christine Meinertsma, who is a fabulous Dutch designer who really focuses on producing new designs with wool. So I think she was featured in Dutch Design Week as well. But yeah, there's been a lot more conversation about, actually using wool in the Netherlands as well. And, finding more uses for wool because, a lot of spinneries, spinnerijen, have closed down. So they're trying to find more manufacturers that will use wool, because there is such a stigma about, it's scratchy, and of course some sheep breeds have scratchy wool, but others have really soft wool. So yeah, Christine Meindertsma, she really does a beautiful work with wool. And I think it's just so interesting to see all of these innovative ideas with wool. Okay. Oh, it could be mills. That could be the word I was looking for. Yeah. So, like a factory where they spin yarn from raw wool. Yeah, the Dutch word is spinnerij, so a spinnery. But I think I'm looking for the word mill, yeah. Okay, progress is slow but steady on this square. It's definitely the most difficult one, so it's taking me the longest, but I also think it's good to knit this on a live stream because then I'm actually motivated to knit it. Kata says, how do you find life in Inverness? Still in love with Scotland? Yes, very much. We are getting more and more used to, the day-to-day things here, which is really nice. Last week they had a week of free bus travel here, to kind of boost more sales for the actual shops in the city center instead of just the online shops. So I took advantage of that, and I took the bus to the city center. I've already been to the city center, but just so that I know which bus to take, because public transport is always a bit of a it's nerve-wracking to me. Like, I'll be waiting at the bus stop and like panicking about, is the bus coming? Oh, did I buy the wrong ticket? Oh, so that was nice, to kind of learn where the bus stops are. And yeah, we've been to a couple of markets here. We've been to the beach in Nairn, and there was a Christmas market there as well. Hi, Mayam. Yes, I'm living in Scotland. Surprise. Yeah. Yeah. We had the idea last year, and my partner found a job here, so then we were able to move. But yeah, it took a while, but we're here now. But yeah, I'm getting used to it more and more. I found the right milk to put in my tea. Yeah, I put whole milk in my tea here, whereas in the Netherlands I would use like the semi-skimmed milk, but it would be a coffee milk. But anyway, a whole thing. Thank you, Maya. And there are just things that you have to get used to, like the recycling system here. It's so different. Like, here you have one bin for recycling. So you actually have, so in the Netherlands we have one bin for like general waste and one bin for like garden and vegetable and fruit waste. And then when you have plastic and cardboard and paper, you just put that outside on the curb. And here they have one bin for food waste, one bin for general waste, and one bin for recycling waste. So you put all of the cardboard and tins and paper and plastic in there, but not soft plastic. And so they have a kind of plastic that you can recycle, and they have a kind of plastic that you cannot recycle. And just things like that. I really have to get used to. And things like they have different sizes for bedding, like bed sheets. They have different sizes here, which I was very naive. I did not. I thought there was like a universal global size for bedding. I thought. Yeah. So, but it's a lot for me to catch up on as well. So and don't feel bad if you didn't know. It's that is totally fine. I think I just did one post like, oh, I'm moving to Scotland, and Instagram only shows my posts to like 1% of my followers, so that is fine. Yeah, but just like there are some quirky things that we find every week, like, oh, this is different here. But, it's just really fun to get used to those things. Yeah, and we have no IKEA here. So, which is a good thing. I don't necessarily want IKEA furniture. It's actually really fun to find furniture here in secondhand shops, and we've only bought the bed frame in a store and the couch. But I still need to find a closet here, or a chest of drawers. I'm looking on Facebook Marketplace every day. And for now I have my boxes. And one thing that's also really funny is I feel that my English accent is changing. Like right now, obviously, I've been talking for a long while, and this is I don't really know what I want to say. Like usually, I have a kind of American accent, which is. I've never been to America. I'm not American. It's just because I had a lot of American TV and American friends. But here, like when I'm talking to people, I feel like I'm mimicking their accent, and I think it will only be a matter of time before I actually have a some type of British or Scottish accent myself. And I'm trying not to worry about it, because obviously it doesn't really matter. It's not like my American accent was authentic, so I mean, yeah. I shouldn't care about it, but I still kind of do. Ivana asks, can you take Momo out for a walk? We have tried. So we have a garden here, but we haven't let her out there yet, because there's this huge neighbor cat. And they're just hissing at each other. So we've only let her out, on a leash when we're walking with her. And she'll go out for a few meters, and then she'll want to go back. Oh, it's okay if you want to type in Dutch. I'm just doing English for the podcast. I live in Inverness. Yes, that's right. We do have the Victorian Mall. Yeah. The bed sheet size are different. Yeah. The Scots are not taller. No. So I don't like. Okay. No, so I think usually their sizes are smaller, but we bought a mattress here, so that's a British size, and we bought one of 180 centimeters wide, which I think that is also a standard size in the Netherlands, 180 centimeters wide. But here that size is like considered to be so large that you cannot find hoeslakens, fitted sheets for it in stores, whereas in the Netherlands you can get a 180 centimeter fitted sheet at Hema, just in the store. I miss Hema. Um, and here I really have to specifically search for it online, and it's like so expensive. But yeah, and we still have our Dutch bedding, and we cannot get a um, um, we cannot get new bedding, like new sheets here for our bedding, because I don't know. It's either like 10 centimeters smaller or wider, and the pillowcases are different size. It's yeah. Hi Emma. Good morning. I mean, good afternoon for you. Um, it's the difference between inches and centimeters. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I was chatting about it. I was chatting to a couple of British friends of mine, and they said, "Oh yeah, we had the same thing when IKEA came here, and you know they had, you know, they flocked to IKEA to get all of the cute bedding, and then they figured out it was continental sizes. Um, so yeah." So that was funny. Time to get your sewing machine out. Yes, but is it actually possible to make your own fitted sheets? I don't know if it's feasible. um, but yeah, I might. I might. But yeah, just you know, funny things you that I did not expect to be different. Um, and yeah, you make them for baby mattresses, the fitted sheets. Yeah, well, but is it feasible to make them for like a 180 by 2 meter bed? I'm not sure. I mean, I do think I will do some customizing on the fitted sheet we have now, because it only has elastics in the corners and not at the, you know, long sides, um, which does not make sense to me, because the, you know, fitted sheet just flops out at the long sides. But yeah, I might just buy it at Hema and have it shipped here. Yeah, but I think, you know, we'll just get after a while we'll get a new bedding set here for ourselves, so we can buy new bedding, and then we'll have the old bedding set that we'll probably just save for guests. Um, because they have really fun bedding here, uh, like all kinds of, like, it feels like you have so much more choice here, so many more options. And one thing I hope to get really good at is making like shepherd's pies and making scones. I'm already getting very good at making roast potatoes. But we did also find an Asian food store here, so I've also been able to make some noodles and stuff and dumplings. Yeah, but next week I'll be back in the Netherlands for my mom's birthday, my father-in-law's birthday, sister-in-law's birthday, brother-in-law's birthday. um, oh, how about haggis? I love haggis. It's, well, you know, it depends on how you get it in the restaurant. Like, some are really good, and I've also had bad haggis, but yeah, I really like it. But yeah, next week I'll be back in the Netherlands. So for next week and the week after, I cannot do a live stream. But I might be preparing. I already know I don't have time, but yeah, maybe maybe I'll have time to prepare a different video. But I will not be doing a live stream because I'll just be, hanging around with family. And I'll be focusing on the glühwein socks pattern to get that out. And on this blanket border pattern. Love roasted potatoes. My son-in-law is from England, so we get many Sunday roasts. Oh, yes. I haven't had a Sunday roast here yet. I mean, I've had it on vacation before, but we haven't had a Sunday roast here yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. My partner doesn't like peas. I love peas, and you basically get them with every restaurant meal here. But so he'll really have to get used to it, but he doesn't like it. But yeah, they love peas here. They even do mashed peas, which I've never had. I just saw the garbage truck, so I might have missed that I could put the bin out, but I'm not sure. Anyway, that's not interesting. Right. I am going to make some lunch, so I am going to end the live stream here. Yeah, so thank you all so much for being here with me today. I am really happy that I picked up this blanket again because I needed the motivation to start this again. And maybe this will be my project for the finish along that Skeeps is hosting. Dankjewel, Marjan. And yeah, so I'll be in the Netherlands for the next 2 weeks, and I will see you after that. I'll be around on Instagram, and maybe I'll post a video here as well. And I will post the glühwein socks pattern, so keep your eyes out for that. But yeah, I'll be back in 3 weeks. Yes, thank you so much. I'd love to have you here with me today. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.